Hi there everyone, it's Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, in today's video, we're doing what I like to call a hybrid card. And a hybrid card is basically just mixing digital with, not digital, three-dimensional? What would that be? Anyway, I love digital stamps. I love digital paper. I really love those things, not only because it's inexpensive, but also because there is, if you can think of it, you can find it. So where I like to get my stuff is from Etsy. And I'm going to show you, probably not the next video, but a couple of videos from now, how to use even colored clip art in your crafting. So if you're new and you have a printer, this may be a good way to get yourself into card making without having to spend a whole bunch of money on supplies, because there are stores out there that have clip art for 50 cents. You know, sometimes you can get a whole, like a pack of paper that has like 12 papers for 99 cents. It's really inexpensive. Now I know a lot of people go like, well, you have to use the ink. I get it, I do. But these are files that you can use over and over and over and over again. You can, you know, if you need a flyer, you can use it for that. So there is some worth to getting digital images. And that's another thing, is like you can print them to infinity and, you know, color them, or if you bought colored clip art, you can print as many as you need. It's an easy way to do crafting, and you don't have to spend $15 on a stamp set. So you're gonna see some cards from me over the next couple weeks, and maybe a card a week, maybe a couple cards a month, something where I'm using digital images. So the one I have today is really cute. This is the card. I'm gonna show you how I made. This image is by the same artist that did the kitty and the pumpkin that I showed you guys last week. She has digital images in her store, but she also designs stamps for Whimsy Stamp Company. So you can get them either digitally or you can get stamps from Whimsy Stamps. So let's head over to my craft table and I'll show you just exactly how I like to use these images in my crafting. So I thought I would share with you how I store my stencils. This is the 6x8 album from Simple Stories, so it's a scrapbook album, and I've purchased their pockets that go in it. So I store the larger stencils in the 6x8 pockets. I think that's the size they are, and then the smaller ones in the smaller pockets. And all I've done is I bought some of that cheap cardstock from Michael's and cut it down so I can have a little bit of stability in my storage. So what I've decided to do today is use a stencil, the Houndstooth stencil from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to be doing some ink blending with Ripe Persimmon. Initially, you're going to see later the pattern I thought I was going to use, but then I decided that Houndstooth on top of it was just a little bit too much. So that's why I actually picked Ripe Persimmon over Spiced Marmalade, because my Spiced Marmalade is a bit more yellow orange and this is a bit more red orange. And I decided that I wanted it over Craft or like Crumb Cake from Stampin' Up, because I didn't want it to be stark white. And you'll see me kind of struggle with that later in the video because of my sentiment. So I used my silhouette to cut out my image and my sentiment. The good thing about digital images, though, is that you don't have to do that. Now, if you want to color them with Copics, you're going to need to print them with a laser printer, because the inkjet is not Copic friendly. So just remember that. But you can color them with your colored pencils. You could probably color them with watercolors if you print on watercolor paper. There are other ways that you could color them for sure. So this image is from the same artist that drew the kitty and the pumpkin, and then drew the gingerbread and a coffee cup that you guys will see. I've loved her for years, like I've mentioned, and I have a couple more cards coming that you guys are going to see more of her art. So this is how like I said, this is how I pick my markers. And I knew I wanted something that looked a bit like craft cardstock. This is supposed to be a pumpkin spice latte, right? Which, by the way, I hate them. I don't know what it is about that pumpkin flavoring that Starbucks has, but I don't like it. The best thing pumpkin that Starbucks has on their menu is the pumpkin scone. Those things are delicious. They're bad for me because they've got so much sugar in them, but they really are delicious. And oh my word, I don't even know if they're out. I don't even want to look. So I'm picking my oranges, and I actually picked oranges that are pretty, or yellow reds, I should say, that are actually pretty far apart in the spectrum. And that's another thing that you can do. You don't have to do blends just of colors that are, with one or two, numbers away. So I did YR 7, 16, and 21. And 7 is actually darker than 16 and 21. So I'm going to start with what is supposed to be whipped cream. And normally I wouldn't color it in like this. But again, I didn't want anything to be stark white. I wanted it to be a bit more muted while still being bright in my style. So I'm just going over and adding darkness on the edges and blending it out. And then I'm going to actually go ahead and bring in one more lighter color to do in the middle. I have, I think I did a live last year with the Christmas image of this cup. So if that's something you're interested in seeing in this year's holiday card series, let me know. I do plan to do a whole lot more with digital images, not only those that are like clip like this, but also like clip art. So stuff that is already colored, like you can print and cut it, or, you just purchase clip art. And if you have a colored printer, even if it's inkjet, then you can do it like that. And that's an easy way to make cards as well. And then you can make as many as you want to, and you don't have to worry about stamping and coloring. So I'm going to try my hardest to show you guys as many different card techniques and way to make cards as I can, because so many of you have mentioned that you're new. And I know when you're new to crafting, it can be really easy to have FOMO, or to feel like you have to purchase everything that you see or everything that someone shows you on Facebook. This is YouTube, Misty, or Facebook too. So I want to make sure that I'm showing you guys some ways that you can make cards and not spend a whole lot of money. Now, some people will argue that printing, uses ink, and ink can be expensive. At the end of the day, you are in charge of your budget and you have to decide what you want to do. So I'm just trying to provide you. And plus, I love images. Like, I call them hybrid cards, because it's a hybrid between using something that's digital, but also using something that's, three-dimensional, like paper, etc. So you guys will have to let me know. So I wanted this to look like a pleated cardboard, whatever those are. What movie was it with Patrick Dempsey where he played, was it a princess movie or something, where he played the man that invented these cup cozies, or whatever they're called? Do you guys remember? What was that movie? Wasn't he the Prince Charming or something? I don't remember. Anyway, I wanted it to look like corrugated cardboard. That's the word I'm looking for. So I just made sure that I made the lines darker, and then used the lightest color in between. And I went ahead and went over the face, and then I'm going to go back later. You're not going to see it because I didn't realize it, so I went to take pictures. But I used my white gel pen to color in the eye, the irises of the eye, and then pupils, irises, whatever they're called. And then some pink to do the cheeks. And I brought in a different tone of brown to kind of give it a bit more depth. I love these little images. And it's so easy to color. Like this card took me 40 minutes, but that's because I was kind of playing around and couldn't decide and kept going back and forth. So I misplaced my Spectrum Noir Shimmer Pen, but this is the Nuvo Shimmer Pen. So here you're going to see the pattern that I had pulled out. This is from the Queen & Company. What's it called? Oh no, I'm pulling out my Nuvo drops. I wanted to make sure that I use them. Plus, I don't have any orange dots. So you're going to see me end up using them. I'm going to add dimensional adhesive to the back of the cup because I want to pop it up. I'm going to also pop up the sentiment that you're going to see in a little bit. So yeah, these types of cards are quick and simple. And if you're, if you want to do multiples, you could, do like, I don't know, 6 or 8. And then color them while you're just sitting watching TV. So I guess looking at it now, I guess I could have kept that Argyle, but I decided to go ahead and flip it over and use the more solid background. This is the paper from Queen & Co. that I purchased a couple of weeks ago. And I'm adhering that to a piece of crumb cake. This is just the same cardstock as what I made the layer from. I'm adhering all of my layers flat because I'm going to be popping up the image and the sentiment. So my sentiment is just something I just popped out of my head. It says pumpkin spice makes everything nice. And I used one of the labels from my silhouette library to cut it out. So here I'm adding some of the right persimmon with one of the small little blending brushes. And like I said, I didn't want anything that was like really stark white. And I could have left this white because of the outline of the image, but I went ahead and added a bit more of the right persimmon to it. Again, just to make it so it wasn't so stark white. So I'm just blending. And then the drops I pulled out, there's like copper crystal drops. Is that what they're called? And then there are some glitter drops and then just some regular dots. Drops. Oh, my word, my brain. It's only 5 p.m. No, it's 6 p.m. It's 6 p.m. I feel like I have to go sleep right now. I'm so tired today. I'm filming this on Sunday. I filmed this on Sunday for it to go up on Monday. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm doing this on a separate piece of paper because I've never used these drops before. And you're going to want to do that to get the air out of your drops. So if you missed Friday's video, I colored a really cute stamp set from Right at Home. Really cute. So make sure you check that out. And I will see you guys on Wednesday with hopefully Anthony's cupcakes. Take care. I love you guys and I'll see you real soon. Bye for now.